Hello, my friends. Today I want to speak about what does it mean to be strong and share my ideas about that. How do we define strength? In strength conditioning circles, the typical definition of strength revolves around your 1 rep max. In other words, the maximum amount of force that you can exert in a single effort, or the maximal amount of load that you can move in a single effort. For example, a deadlift. So by that definition, the person who can lift the most weight is the strongest. If we're talking athletics, and by athletics I mean involving movement, not standing in one place, but being able to be strong in motion, we might look at ground reactive force or speed as the example of the strongest. So the fastest sprinter is the strongest because they can create the most ground reactive force and therefore move fastest. Something like martial arts, it's who can be more explosive in the movement, so who has the most fast twitch, and that incorporates timing and distance and other factors. If it's kettlebell sport athlete, they're looking at how many repetitions can be executed in a period of time. For example, 10 minutes in kettlebell sport. So that's really more of a measurement of strength endurance, or rather power endurance, is how many repetitions you can do in a fixed period of time. So there's differences in how one would define strength. The power lifter and the kettlebell lifter and the sprinter are going to value different qualities. When I was younger, I used to think more in terms of physicality. So I want to be able to lift more or do more reps or move faster. Now I'm 48 years old and I'm still very active. However, my experience and my insight has changed. My definition of strength: a strong person is someone who is able to lift up someone who is not as strong. So you use your strength to elevate others who need help in your community, in your society. So you help to lift humanity. And so this is just some food for thought about what it really means to be strong. And that's what it means to me. There's some limitations if your definition is just based upon physicality. So let's say you're the strongest guy in the world. Let's say you're Eddie Hall, that we know he's the strongest guy right now. He has the world record in the deadlift, over 1,000 pounds. So maybe Eddie Hall is the strongest guy in the world. However, the limitation is that it's not sustainable. He's going to reach a certain physiological peak. He's going to get to a certain age where more training, more drugs, whatever, it's not going to make the number go up anymore. So this is the limitation of limiting yourself to only physical definitions of strength, is that you will reach a plateau or an apex in which you won't be faster, you won't be stronger, you won't have more endurance. You'll just start to deteriorate, maybe slowly, maybe rapidly. So Michael Jordan, the best that ever lived, he's not the best anymore. He reached his apex and then he couldn't keep playing because the younger generation came up, and now these guys are stronger, these guys are more explosive. So even at the highest levels of performance, there is a physiological limit, in which case you will not continue to progress, which means no progress, no growth. I'm talking about on the level of the spirit, on the level of the soul. So even though at 48, maybe physiologically I'm not as strong as I might have been when I was 28, can more than compensate from that through understanding, through experience, through self-discipline and self-development. So this is what it means to be strong by my definition, is you use You have more strength than what you need for your own purposes, so you use that excess strength to elevate others that are not doing as well as you. And in this way, we raise the entire standard for our communities, for our families, for our friends, and for humanity as a whole. Peace.